Hello everyone, welcome back to the SN Studio for another Horus Heresy battle report. Before I get stuck in, what we're going to be doing in this report is trying to do a slightly condensed version of the report, and we want your feedback after you've watched it to let us know if you enjoyed it or if you prefer kind of the older form of the reports that we do. And it's just things like, you know, shortening the shooting phase, a little bit off camera work, etc., to make it quicker. Because we know people obviously don't have a lot of time in the world and reports can be a bit long sometimes. So let us know, as I say in the comments below, how you feel about this style of report. Your feedback is hugely appreciated. So let's get stuck into it. We are, of course, in a barren wasteland where a Black Shield's Thunderhawk is currently going under resupply and refueling in the middle of a battlefield. Now, what has happened is the White Scars have shown up, led none other by our guest, Phil. So Philip today has brought his beautiful White Scars army. He is currently undefeated as per Host No Retreat, where he came to participate. And it is a gorgeous and brutal force for the Loyalists. Now, that army is going to be led by Phil, but he is going to be facing, not me, but Captain Pardo and the Iron Warriors. Yes, his beloved Iron Warriors, but this time taking the traitor version to keep things cinematic and all things thematic. It's going to be a brutal force on the other side as well. So you're going to see lots of infantry, lots of carnage, as Horus Heresy should be. In terms of the points today, is 3,000 points, and we are playing Crucible of War as the mission. So going to be a good one, guys. Strap in. And again, let us know in the comments how you feel after the game is done, and we'll be reading all of them below. So without further ado, let's get stuck into the White Scars list, and that's coming up next.
Hi, my name is Philip, and these are my White Scars. I am running the Sagyar Mazan Rite of War, which gives all of the infantry in the army a 5 up, feel no pain, and they don't give up any victory points in terms of Slay the Warlord or First Blood, and that's because they all get the Karash rule. In addition to that, they're fearless on the turn they make any charges. Leading the army, we have a Delegatus with a command squad. You'll see that the command squad are armed with Combi-Melters, a mixture of Chainfists, Thunderhammers, and the Delegatus himself has a Power Fist. His Warlord trait is Heroes Never Die. What that means is it's an additional reaction in the assault phase, and when he dies, everyone that can see him becomes fearless for the rest of the game. The rest of my HQ slots are filled with a Stormseer with a Force Staff and a Cyber Hawk. He is running the White Scar Psychic powers, which gives them Fleet 2 or Fleet 4 in the movement phase, and that's a 6-inch bubble. And in the shooting phase, he has a 72-inch barrage weapon, which is Strength 4, which goes up to Strength 8 if he passes his test. The third and final HQ of the army is a Legion Praevian with a Power Glaive and Nemesis Bolter. He's leading a unit of 3 Vorax. Next up, we have the elite selection for the army. Starting with a Contemptor Dreadnought, he is armed with a Gravis Power Fist and Chainfist. He's just a combat monster, often used to tackle other Dreadnoughts. Next up, we have a Legion Veteran Squad. Veteran Squad are armed with all manner of power weapons, from power spears to axes to swords to lightning claws. Once again, I use them to shield my scoring units and hopefully to take the charge on some dangerous enemy targets. We have a 5-man Destroyer Squad, Sergeant with a Power Glaive. They're simply used for the Rad Grenade bonus for some of the other combat units. And then the 4th elite unit that I've got is an Ebon Keshik Squad. Now, while it can be taken in the troop selection for Sagyar Mazan, it goes into the elite so I can maximise my scoring units. Moving on to troops, I have 6 units, starting with a 5-man Recon Squad with Nemesis Bolters. They're more often for not used for taking out Artificer Armour Sergeants or sniping out characters. We then have a 12-man Assault Marine unit with Power Axes and a Sergeant with a Power Fist. 3 tactical squads, all similarly armed, but one has bayonets, one Sergeant in one squad has a Power Fist, another one has a Power Glaive, and the other one has a Chainsword. We then have a unit of Inductii. That's a 13-man unit with 2 double-handed chainswords, 2 power axes, Sergeant with a Power Fist. And the Inductii rules for the Scars means that they need to charge a Weapon Skill 5 unit. If they are in combat with a Weapon Skill 5 unit, they get a 5+ damage mitigation save. and if they successfully make one of those saves in that combat and don't all die or run away, then they score a victory point for your army. In my fast attack slot, I just have one unit that is a 9-man unit of Falcon's Claws. Now, these are a unit from the legacy units from 1.0, Sergeant's Arm with a Lightning Claw and Thunder Hammer. Rest of the squad all have paired Lightning Claws. They're one of the only units beyond a character that can take a Cyberhawk, and that will give them +1 to charge on their rolls. There's no other fast attacks, so we move on to heavy support. In the heavy support slots, I have 2 heavy support squads, 1 5-man missile launcher team. They're often used for the pinning effect of their missile launchers, in addition to an augury scanner, which they use to mitigate night fight. And then the last unit is a 5-man las cannon team, once again with an augury scanner, and once again to give me at least some form of anti-tank against the ubiquitous land raiders and Spartans that you often see. Next up, we have Pardo's list.
Hi guys, back we go to the Iron Warriors using the Hammer of Olympia Rite of War. Yes, the 4th Legion is back on the table looking for vengeance. Now, let's move on to the HQs for starters. First of all, we have a Warsmith. Because of this Rite of War, I have to take a Warsmith. He actually has a Thunder Hammer. He has mastercrafted it for an extra tasty 10 points. And yes, basically, he will be there with a unit attached to it, which we'll go into in a short while. Next up, as my second HQ, we have a Herald. So a Centurion upgraded to a Herald for that fearless and line goodness when he attaches himself to a unit. Again, we will be talking about where he will be attached to in a short while. Moving on to troops, we have 3 big blobs of tactical marines. 3 big blobs of 20 tactical marines. This is how Heresy should be played, and it looks absolutely gorgeous when they are actually deployed on the battlefield. So we have Artificer armor on all of the sergeants with a Power Fist as well. So every single sergeant is exactly the same. Artificer armor and a Power Fist and a Vixilia upgrade on each of the units. Apart from that, I have played for Shrapnel Bolters because this Rite of War grants them the rerolls of 1, which is pretty tasty as well. So a lot of pinning goodness and a lot of rerolls of 1s, which is always great to have. Moving on to elites now. First of all, we have 2 Contemptors. They are not a Talon, they're separate units. We have the Gravis Las Cannon and the Gravis Power Fist with inbuilt melters, both of them exactly the same for good punch when it comes to a list. Contemptors are always great to have, especially against the likes of the White Scars. Then we move on to 4 Iron Circles. So a 4 Iron Circle Maniple, which again, now is where I can tell you that the Warsmith will obviously be attached to this unit. They wreak havoc, they are great against vehicles, they are great against dreadnoughts, they're basically great against everything. 4 up invulnerable when 2 of them are basically shield to shield. And I love using these models because they do look absolutely gorgeous. Then moving on to heavy support to finish off my list, we have a unit of 5 Tyrant Siege Terminators. So obviously this is a specific unit for the Iron Warriors themselves. I have a unit of 5. They are great. They've got a lot of upgrades which they come as stock, and this is where my Herald will be attached to. So great shooting, great close combat with the extra line for help and the fearless, which just makes it a perfect unit to have. Then we move on to another specific Iron Warriors unit. That is a unit of Iron Havocs, a unit of 7, and they will be rocking the Missile Launcher. Again, a great little weapon to have, especially against Phil's army, because obviously I can use the Blast, I can use the Crack Missiles, and yeah, perfect. So I have a lot of missiles from both those units firing into the White Scar lines. Then lastly, finish it all off and dusting these tanks off, we have the Medusas. Yes, we have 2 Legion Medusa Squadron. They are a squadron, and basically they have the mounted heavy bolter and the Medusa front. Obviously the Medusa big gun, which doesn't need line of sight. It's a big blast, so I'm hoping to actually fire at those units that will be hiding away behind the terrain and make them come out or just remove them from the table. That's my plan. Then, anyway, that is the end of my list. You've seen Phil's list, you've seen the battlefield. Let's go and get stuck in, and that's coming right up.
the Iron Warriors Company inspected their prize, the Black Shield's Thunderhawk had been abandoned by its owners, half refueled and restocked, now in the hands of the 4th Legion. The Iron Warriors Praetor paced along the hull of the captured Thunderhawk, a precious commodity in a grueling war that sapped their resources and diminished their capabilities to combat their enemies that outpaced them at every turn. Letting their guard down to revel in their find would be their downfall. A host of the White Scars Legion appeared across the ridgeline and stormed towards the startled Iron Warriors as they continued to load supplies within the cargo hold. The Thunderhawk had not been a prize for the traitors to seize, but a trap in which to seal their fates.
And here we go! Both armies now fully deployed and ready for battle. We've got Philip with his beautiful White Scars, as you've already seen, and we are playing the Crucible of War mission. So 3 objectives on the table. As per our event rules for this mission, we actually deploy them in a straight line in the middle. So still 3, but has to be deployed in the middle straight line. Basically, we thought that this mission, if you're going first, you would have 2 objectives nearer to you, and that would give us a big, massive advantage for this mission. So we deploy them in the middle and fight it out. As for myself, I obviously am playing the Iron Warriors, as you've already seen, and I'm going second. You won strategic advantage.
I did, yeah.
And on the roll of 5, I think I rolled a 4, and you've opted to go first. No night fighting in play for myself. Again, this is something that we slightly change for our in-house rules, where strategic advantage goes first, deploys first, but the defender has at least something at an advantage where he chooses if there's night fighting or not. So, excited?
Absolutely, I'm waiting for the inevitable Pardo.
To steal
the initiative. But no, super excited. Thank you very much for having me, Pardo.
Have you been on a battle report before? Is this first?
First time on SN. I went on one many, many years ago.
Okay.
But as if a virgin once again.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's check out deployment. So let's go through the Iron Warriors first. So I've got my 3 big blobs of tactical Marines. Obviously, I've deployed them as close as possible to running towards some of the objectives. I've got, again, just beside them, I've got some reinforcements or some people to help them out. So as you can see, it was quite tight. I've got a lot of infantry, same as Philip. It was actually quite difficult to actually deploy, especially with these big rock formations. So yeah, the main bit about this tactical deployment is that my line units have to move as quickly as possible and fight over those 3 objectives in the middle. And then, like I said, helping them out, we've got some Contemptors and the Iron Circle as well. And on this left-hand side, we've got most of my shooty units. So we've got the Iron Havocs and 2 Medusas. I really had to dust them out and everything. They're not the best, but they just look so cool. And I love how it looks thematically with this army as well, where everything moves up the forward. I wanted some backfire from them. So that is my deployment. Let's check out the beautiful White Scars on the other side. So Phil, do you want to take us through your any tactics with your deployment?
Absolutely. With the White Scars all infantry, it's going to be move fast and move as far as you can. So Stormseer is almost certain to be casting his Stormseer powers to give everybody fleet 4 within this area here. We've got the Vorax on one side, which are going to be trying to run and explode in Pardo's lines if they possibly can.
Okay.
Everybody else will be trying to hold the centre ground. We've got some Falcon's Claws hidden in the very middle.
Let's take a look.
ready just to surprise the any Iron Warriors that come around.
Especially characters, because they've got precision strikes, don't they?
They do indeed, and they're perfect for blending your big scoring tactical Marines.
Yes. All of those lightning scores.
But otherwise, it's going to be apply as much pressure as we can, as early as we can.
Yeah.
And try and take out your line units.
Yeah. And you are undefeated in no retreats.
Yes.
5 wins out of 5. I will try and remove an O from you, and let's see how it goes. Anyway, so now's the time to steal the initiative. You have been panicking about this, so for those new to the channel, we use a proper steal the initiative dice. So if you see a 6, it's not a logo, it's not a 6. I'm basically looking for the I just stole text. Are you ready?
I'm indeed. Good luck.
Okay. Let's see how it goes. No, that is not an I just stole. So the White Scars will be going first, and before we go into there, we are using the Thunderhawk as you can't see underneath, because basically it's a big piece of terrain. And we didn't want to basically put a massive piece of terrain where you can always see under it. So basically it stops about there and stops about there. We can fire under the wings and through the back end, but it's much better. Anyway, so turn 1 for the White Scars, and as DC stated at the beginning, it is a shorter form battle report, so you will see some less rolling from both sides, and I hope you enjoy that, and give us some feedback in the comments below. Okay, we're back. Movement now finished for the White Scars, and look how aggressive and how beautiful at the same time it looks. So basically applying as much pressure as possible to the opponent. I have been sneakily watching Philip play at No Retreat, and this is how he plays, aggressive. And again, how cool does it look? So everything's moved up the forward. A lot of stuff has actually run. And obviously the Stormseer has given Fleet 2 to everything within...
Fleet 4.
Fleet 4 within...
Everything within 6 inches.
Within 6 inches. So this is why a lot of stuff, especially things like the Assault Marines, have basically moved so far up the field.
A mighty 21 inches.
21 inches. There we go. So we're quickly going to go into some shooting. There's only 3 units, so this we will be recording. So we've got the las cannons, the missiles, and the Stormseer himself.
Yep.
So where are you going to fire at?
Fine. So let's see if we can't cause a bit of pinning.
Okay.
So 5 Recon Marines.
Perfect.
We're going to shoot this large squad of Iron Warriors.
Okay, yeah, all yours.
So we're going to be hitting on 3s.
Okay.
It's all hits. Good start. And we're going to be wounding on 3s, 5s and 6 rend.
Which is what you
2
want.
rend.
Okay.
So we're going to start off by trying to kill the Artificer Armour Sergeant.
Okay, so I'm just going to do
6 up cover save.
6 up intervening models, which I don't, and then you've got something
Vexilla maybe?
Vexilla, yep, 6 up. There we go. So Vexilla is dead, and the Sergeant is somewhere around here with his Power Fist. Is dead as well. There
And that's, of course, an immediate pinning test.
Yep, and then you've got... Did you do some more wounds? Or no? I think you did some more wounds, right?
Maybe, but I picked up the dice.
Okay, let's roll. Let's roll. I'll roll one more. 3 up. There we go.
You're
so
good.
A pinning test now. And that is 6, 7, 8.
Pinned.
No Sergeant, so we are pinned. So we'll do a little... We'll put a little token there. What
Fantastic.
else do we have?
Next up, we've got our 5-man las cannon team.
Okay.
Not a huge amount they can see. Let's go for the Iron Circle nonetheless.
Perfect.
See if we can't do a bit of damage.
Okay.
So 3s to hit. That's 4 hits again.
Lovely.
And then I think they're toughness 7.
Toughness 7.
So
yep.
2s to wound. That is 4 invulnerable
wounds. Okay,
saves.
so 4 ups. And that is 3 going through already. Oof. So we'll put a little wound marker. And then to finish off, we've got the missiles on that side.
5 missile launchers. Name of the game with this shooting phase is don't let Pardo react. So as tempting as it is to shoot his Iron Havocs, we're not going to go down that route.
Okay.
We're a little bit limited by what we can see though. So I think I've probably misplayed that. And the missile launchers probably aren't going to shoot anything.
Okay, so you're going to just... That's the end of your turn then, isn't it?
That is the end of my turn.
Perfect.
And yeah, then we just move on. Oh, sorry, the Stormseer Psychic Power.
Oh, yes, we do have to do that. So let's do that really quickly to finish off.
It's a 72-inch barrage with shock pulse.
Yep.
It's got force. It's strength 4 normally. AP is only 4. So psychic test to make it strength 8. He does successfully.
Perfect.
It's a large template.
Who are you targeting?
We are going to go for a big juicy squad.
You don't have to see the unit, right? Because it's
Barrage.
Yeah.
Yep. But he can in fact see that squad there.
Okay.
So we'll go right in the
Perfect.
middle here.
Yep.
And he's ballistic skill 5.
Yep,
so,
so it's just
1
a
inch.
1 inch. Okay, so
And
what
it'll
we'll
be
do...
as good as
Yeah,
quite
off
a lot.
camera, we're going to sort all that out. We're going to hit and we're going to wound. Basically, I'll do my saves and we'll give you a little update in just a second. Okay, we are back and it did hit a total of 17.
17,
but only
13 wounds,
1 death.
1 dead.
I did 4 Artificer Armour rolls as per SN rules to the maximum of the Sergeant's Initiative if it's an upgraded Artificer Armour roll. And then I basically failed 1 extra 3-up save. Apart from that, we also did 1 missile launcher because we did get line of sight onto the head of this one here, but obviously it's scattered off the table. So that is Phil's turn 1, nice and quick. Remember, it is a 4-turn mission. So on to the Iron Warriors movement phase coming up next. We're back, and the Iron Warriors, not as fast as the White Scars, but they are moving forward and applying pressure as well. Quite tricky. Philip actually managed to score 3 of the objectives, so 3 points in the lead at the moment. I won't be able to score any victory points for objectives, so I'm going to try and break their lines for 1 point and get a cheeky point there. And not let Philip actually get a big lead early on. So, movement-wise, everything has moved forward except for the pinned unit, obviously. I'll have a couple of cheeky charges with my Contemptors. And again, my fire supporters obviously stayed still. I was about to run to try and contest for this objective, but I prefer just killing whatever is closest to me first, or trying to kill it, and then score later on the battlefield. And that's about it. My Iron Circle moved up. Your only reaction, Philip, was from the Assault Marines, right?
That's right, yeah. Just to withdraw. Didn't think it was the time for the Legion reaction.
Yeah, so not yet, at least. Perfect. So that is it. We will be doing some shooting off camera and give you an update in just a second. Okay, the shooting phase is more or less over. We still have a couple of units that we will fire on camera for your viewing pleasure. Now, Philip, take us through. We've had some casualties on a couple of units, which have to take leadership tests. You've passed all your pinning tests, though.
About 7 or 8 of them.
Oh, yeah, crazy. Not rolling less than a 5. So, casualties on the inducti?
Yep, so we're down to 6, so we've lost 7 inductii.
Okay.
We've lost 2 destroyers,
yep,
or 3 destroyers.
From the Medusas,
From the Medusas. 2 Falcon's Claws have also lost their lives. Then we've got the Assault Marines over here, which have taken the brunt of 2 of the squads, 1 pinned, 1 not pinned, and the robots.
Yep.
And they've lost 5 of their number.
Okay, so another leadership test. Okay, so to finish off, I will be firing my missiles into your missiles, my friend. So I'm going to go with the... You don't have Artificer Armour, right? So
don't know.
I'm going to go for the normal shots then. Do you want a Shroud?
No, I don't believe in shrouding.
Okay.
It's just a question of whether or not I return fire.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do have Artificer Armour, though.
That's fine. You roll a 1 pilot.
For sure. It always happens. I will roll a 1 straight away. So you have a choice.
Or I'll fire 5 frag missiles at you.
Oh,
for the,
that's better. Yeah.
For the
pinning.
The sheer hell of it.
Yeah. So up to you. What do you want to do?
Let's fire 5 frag missiles at you.
Okay, cool. So I'll fire quickly, hitting on 2s, all hits, and then strength 8, so 2s to wound, and that is all of them dead. So
intervening
2,
model
4,
unless you
5,
ignore
6.
cover.
I don't ignore cover, no. So
6s.
Yep. So that's
They are all dead.
Dead. Now you can fire back at me. So they are blasts, right?
Yeah, small blasts.
Small blasts. Okay. So let's do this very, very quickly.
Fine. So let's go right on the middle guy here. That would get a 6.
6 guys.
That's 6.
That's a hit. That's a scatter.
I don't think it can hurt the tank, so nothing.
Okay, we'll double check that off camera.
That will still get, I think, probably 5.
Okay, because it's -1, yeah.
And then the last one
is
4 inches. So probably get another 1.
Okay.
And then have I done 5 or have I done 4?
I think you've done 4. So
the last one
is
once again off.
So
cool.
6, 5, and 1, right?
Yep.
So there we go.
And we're just fishing for pinning checks, really.
Yeah, perfect.
5, 6, 7.
I can only do 4 Artificer Armour rolls due to SN rules, so you might be lucky.
What did we say, 12?
Yeah, 6, 5, and 1, so 12.
Force to wound? Mm-hmm. That is a mighty 5.
5, that's not bad at all. Okay, so I will be Artificer Armour rolling this to try and survive.
Here's the 1.
So just 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 3 up, which is the 1. Oh, at least these are safe. So a pinning check needed here. Quick pinning check here. That is a fail, unless I have a 9, which I don't think I do. So pinned.
Well, there we go.
Wow.
That's 2 of your units pinned.
Two of my units pinned already.
2 for 2 on the pinning
Yes.
tests.
So,
0 for 7 on you.
exactly, yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the Tyrant Siege Terminators. They will be firing at... I think I'm going to fire... Oh, I can't see the whole squad. So I'm going to start firing at your... Oh, I don't want Fearless on the whole thing. So I'm going to fire... I think I'm just going to fire into them.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance
I think I'm just going to fire into them, even if I can't charge you. Then you've got a command squad grabbing that objective in the back. Is he a warlord? He is, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to fire at them. And then try a cheeky charge on the Iron Circle. So they are 2 shots each, and they also... Can you measure if my Combi-Bolters are in range? Because they have fire protocol 2, so...
24 inches, you are in range for your Combi-Bolters.
Perfect.
The Herald is also in range. If he has a gun, I don't know.
He's got just a ball pistol, so... Okay, so 2, 4, 6, and here we go.
Just for full disclosure, Pardo, I'll be taking them immediately on my Warlord.
On your Warlord, I know, which will grant you, if he dies, he will grant Fearless. So
everyone who can see him will become Fearless.
Which is basically everybody. I'm just hunting for a Slay the Warlord point.
Which you won't get.
It's true, yes. That is very important. Okay, so I'm basically going to go into the Assault Squad.
Yeah, I think that's the play.
Okay, so hitting on 3s. Hitting on 3s. Let's move. And then killing on 2s. There's AP3. Do you have Artificer armor there?
Nope, but so, intervening models.
Yeah, intervening models. So 5, 6 up intervening cover saves, please.
Right. No passes, that's 5 dead.
So 5 dead. And then my Combi-Bolters were in range, you said?
Yep, all of them.
Okay, so 5 again, Combi-Bolters, all hits. And 2 wounds, please.
Right, 2 more, 3 up armor saves. Both pass.
Perfect. So
we'll
there
remove
is... How many left? 2 left?
2 left, yeah.
Okay, so I'll let Philip choose who he will be removing, and we'll come back for the charge. Okay, we're back. We've removed the dead, but this is the time for leadership tests after the shooting phase. So we've got the Assault Marines first.
So Assault Marine Sergeant's still alive.
Okay.
Oh, cocked.
Yep, cocked, but the 5 is happy.
They're fine.
6, 7, perfect. You've got the
Inductii.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Who needs Fearless when you roll dice like this?
And then
the 2 destroyers, 11, they do run.
Nice.
So they run away.
3d6.
3d6 because of jump packs. Only 7 inches.
Not bad. Okay, we'll do that off camera. And then you do have to do it on the Falcons? No, right?
No, they didn't lose enough.
Okay, perfect. And I think that's about it, right?
That's
Everything
it.
else is being done. I would have got break their lines, but remember, because of this Rite of War, nothing can be scored against infantry, so it can only be scored against the Dreadnoughts or them, right?
That's right,
yeah. Perfect. So, some quick charges. Let's go with the Iron Circle first. What did I need, Phil? You
needed an 8.
An 8. Any reactions?
Yeah, I've got 2 in the assault phase. So these guys, I suppose, will...
Hold the line?
It doesn't really make any difference.
No.
Go for it.
Looking for an 8. That is a 6. So not enough, but I shall move my 3 inches up the field. I do have a tasty. Do you want to measure this one?
Yes, of course.
I think I'm going to roll anyway, because I think I'm probably going to need like a 9. That is a 3, so
Not
that's a definite
3,
fine.
And you needed a 10.
Okay, and then over here, I'll roll again. That is in for sure, I think.
Yeah, Dreadnought, Dreadnought will hold the line.
Okay, perfect. Which you don't have to do it because they're fearless, so you just hold the line automatically. Perfect. So there's only 1 combat. We're going to carry on recording. I do have my 3 attacks. He held the line, so I don't get my extra 1.
I have 4, because I've got 2 combat weapons.
Yes, you're smarter than me, see? Okay, so do you want to roll first?
Of course.
Hitting on 4s.
Just the 1.
1 hit. And
does
it does
wound.
wounds. Brutal 3, so 5 ups. That is 2 wounds down. And then I hit on 4s, which I hit twice. And wounding on 2s. So
first to the brutal 3. Fails first 3.
Ooh, don't fail anymore. Oh,
He's
that
dead.
is first strike. We've been talking about not being able to. That is break their lines. I do score a point. Quite interesting. I thought I was going to do worse there. But look, it's ended up with a point. That takes us to 3-1 at the end of turn 1. I've cleared up a bit of this flank, but there's so many infantry all the way to the very end. So turn 2 for Philip. Coming up next.
Absolutely.
Okay, turn 2, movement over for the White Guards, and again applying pressure in the middle lines where the objectives are, which are what's going to win the game. So, Phil will take us through what's actually happened, but I just want to point out that my only reaction for this turn was this tactical squad, which has moved up towards the veterans that approached them. So, Phil, do you want to take us through movement-wise?
Absolutely. So starting at this end here, the idea was to move everything as far as it could within an inch of Pardo to stop him reacting, advancing, and coming closer to the objectives.
Of course.
So we've got Inductii and Falcon's Claws who are going to go into there. Obviously, they're going to eat the Overwatch, so the Recon Marines of Lightning Claws can get the job done. Over here, we've got the Veterans, which are kitted out with all sorts of power weapons, lightning claws, axes, spears, etc. They're going to charge in tandem with the Cataphractii command squad, who are also going to eat the Overwatch, particularly on the Warlord, into the Indomitor Iron Circle.
Perfect.
Then we've got the Vorax, who are going to do their best impressions of robot bombs, charging into the, obviously one of Pardo's scoring units. Maybe some help from the Ebon Keshig, while the tactical squads hold the objective behind them.
Perfect. So that is the movement over. We do have a bit more shooting than the first turn. So again, we're going to shoot off camera with the new format, which we are testing out, and come back for maybe some las cannons for some of the shooting phase to be on camera. And we'll give you an update in just a second.
For the War Master, death to the false Emperor! The war is far from over. For the Emperor!
Okay, we're back and we've done a lot of small arms fire plus some heavy fire from the las cannons in the back. So basically this unit of tactical marines fired at this big blob of tactical marines. I actually used my advanced reactions and shot back at him with 80 shots, which is quite disgusting, but not disgusting enough because there's still 3 alive. And they do not have to take a leadership test because it was from a reaction, but I do because obviously the, what are these called? Vorax and this tactical squad has actually cleared out quite a lot.
Including sniping out your sergeant.
Including, with obviously the
Praevian's Nemesis
Bolter. Perfect. So apart from that, he's still having to think about anything else because I do have an extra reaction in my shooting phase because in his shooting phase because of my Warlord trait. But we are going to finish off, and the las cannons. Oh, as you can see, there's one iron circle less, and that's because of the las cannons and something else fired at them.
The Combi-Bolter
and the Combi-Bolters from there. Perfect. So we're going to shoot the recon squad on camera.
We're going to go for your Warlord.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so 5 shots.
5 shots.
Yep, you can find there.
Oh, under the wing of a Thunderhawk, that's 3 hits.
Perfect.
I think that's all we need. He's in power armor, isn't he?
Yes, Artificer armor, yeah. So looking for the rending, so
shame.
1 rending.
1 rend, 1 armor save.
Okay, so I'll do the rending first, so 4 up. That's a fail, and then a normal 2 up save. That's a pass. So 1 wound dealt on him, which we'll put a little marker before we forget, down to Predators have 4 to start off with. No, 3 to start off with.
If he's a Praetor, yeah, 3 is down to 2.
It's the Terminator armor, that's different. Perfect. Okay, so any more shooting?
That's the end of the shooting phase.
You're not going to risk it for a biscuit, are you?
No, absolutely
Perfect.
not.
So charges coming up next. Charge time, what are we starting off with?
First of all, there's going to be the Vorax into
the tactical squad. I only got 1, so I'll leave it. Are they good in combat? No, right? They're not that good.
They are breaching 4 up on their strength 6 arms.
Okay, so they're good.
5 attacks per person.
What arms?
weapons
They
skill
have
4.
guns. Do they fit me with my
They've
guns?
got the blades underneath.
Wow. Okay, so they have 3 up armor. They have how many wounds?
3 wounds each.
3 wounds each. Interesting. I've got 3 shots each. So I will... Oh, the problem is that that squad might be going into this squad. I'm rinsing them over. And I prefer... So I'm not going to risk it. You can have that.
Fine.
You can have that. So they're
9
in,
inch.
definitely.
They're definitely in.
Smash into there.
As if they need any help, what
Yes.
they might do. The Ebb and Keshic are going to go into the same
Perfect.
target.
Okay. So
11
they're in,
inches.
11.
They're in for days.
Okay. So we'll move those in as well. So that's probably another 9 units removed from play. Okay.
Next up, we'll have the Cataphractii Command Squad
Yep.
going into the Iron Circle.
Yep.
So they've got their marker, which is it's a bird, but in this case it's a stone marker
Okay.
because they're in Cataphractii armor.
Okay, makes sense.
That gives them +1 to their charge.
Perfect.
It's a 4 and a 6, so
Yep,
11-inch charge.
Definitely in as well.
You've never seen Cataphractii move quite so fast.
So much. Perfect. Okay.
So in they
they're
go.
in there. Yep. And then what are you doing with the veteran squad?
Well, I think, as you quite rightly predicted,
Yes.
I
I was
they-
thinking they're close by. So what are you doing? You're going into the Iron Circle
we're
now?
going to go into the tactical squad. So
Okay,
let's see if we can eat the Overwatch.
I will be doing Overwatch. I'll do that off camera because obviously it's a lot. Let's do the charge just in case. I don't think you can fail, only a double 1 probably. So they're
6
in
plus
as well.
1 because they're movement 8.
Any charges here? No, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
So
Because they move, they run, right? They run.
they didn't run.
Yeah, they
the
run,
tactical
they
squad
run.
ran, yeah, just
Okay.
to claim the objective or to be
Okay.
on it. So the inductee into the tactical squad.
I can't do anything about it, so that's all yours.
6 inches they're in.
Yeah.
Falcon's Claws, they've also got a bird. They move 9, so they're +2 anyway.
Can't fail. Perfect.
6 they're also in
So,
as well.
I'll Overwatch here with my 3. I think there's a couple missing because I think you killed my sergeant. So nearly 60 shots coming in for Overwatch with pinning, obviously. And then we're going to come back for some combat goodness coming up. We're back, and this is my dead pile. This is his dead pile. So obviously the Lightning Claws doing the work and some Thunder Hammers as well. We need to do a leadership there in just a second. As for the middle fight, just underneath the Thunderhawk's wing, again, a lot of casualties on this side. I did do some wounds on more sides, some good saving on both sides, but most of the work here has been done by the Sergeant wielding the Thunder Hammer and the Lightning Claw with his 5 tasty attacks. He actually killed 5, didn't he?
He killed 5,
for
yeah.
himself.
The rest of the squad kind of embarrassed themselves.
Perfect. So we're going to move on to the big fight here in the middle. And I go first with my Iron Circle because of my initiative 3. Everything else is unwieldy. Hitting on 5s. That is 4 hits in total and choose to wound. And that is 2 1s, obviously. AP 2, Brutal 2, Haywire. So
Right,
Haywire
so-
doesn't do anything.
Pardo will start off on my Warlord.
Of course you will.
He's dead?
He dead. So everything in his line of sight is basically fierce. So it's
Yep.
basically all this side and probably there's just a couple behind the Thunderhawk we
Yep.
won't see. Okay, and then
This is on a power fist wielding command squad member. He's dead as well.
dead as well. Perfect. So 2 dead. And then your time to attack back with my Praetor as well at the same time.
So we've got 2 Cataphractii command squad with Thunder Hammers.
Lovely.
And because they're weapon skill 4 and I'm weapon skill 5, it'd be 3s to hit the robots.
Okay.
That is 4 hits.
Yep.
Toughness 7, strength 8, so 3s to wound. And these are all brutal 2. Just 2.
So 2 brutal 2s, making it 4.
Yep.
I think I'm down to 2 wounds.
I think
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
2 wounds. Okay, so 4 ups, doesn't matter. So that is him dead because he's down to 2 wounds. And it wouldn't spill over because it would be 2 wounds onto him. So
And then we've
there's
got
1
2 Chainfists.
dead. There we go. Okay.
So 2 Chainfists, once
Yep.
again hitting on 3s. That's cocked.
Okay.
That's the 3 hits.
Yep.
3s to wound. 3 wounds, 3 invulnerable.
Okay, so 4 ups. That is 3.
Have they passed a single
No,
invulnerable
I don't
save?
think so. Okay, so they are down to 2. And then my Praetor striking next with 4 attacks. Weapon skill, your Warlord is dead now, so my weapon skill is 6, right?
Yep,
now,
so you hit them with 3s.
3s to hit, that's all hits. And then 2s, 4, brutal, 2. Goodness,
First
please.
one, need both 4s. 1 survives.
Yeah.
Second one,
It's
Dead.
1 dead, yeah.
third one,
is
Survives.
5. And one more, please.
One more to go. Survives.
As well. So just one. And we do have the Clampy Hand, which hits, and wounds at strength 8, AP 1 as well.
Fine. So a single 4-up save.
Passes as well. Wow.
The command squad showing the iron circle how it's done.
Why they're the command squad. Perfect. Okay, so this actually has to go like that. Perfect. So we do have some more combat here, which again, we're going to go off camera and give you a quick update in just a second. Okay, we're back, and this is your updates. Only 3 left on the tactical squad, obviously, with the Golden Cash Egg, 4 attacks each, 5 on the champion, right?
No, so 3 base, +1 for charging. There's no champion.
Oh, so they're all the same, right? So 4 attacks each. And then these guys are quite good. They've got breaching as well. Basically, the unit's down to 3. So we are back here now to finish off with some leaderships on all of the combats. This is actually quite good, quite important, because if my 3 scoring line units are removed, I will always only have this squad with my heralds. With the 3 extra points that Philip will actually receive, it will be very, very, very basically impossible, or just need a miracle for me to win. So leadership test here with a minus a lot. Basically did a number 1. So
Not a 9.
do you want to?
Yep.
So you have multiple units. So you just roll a d6. On a 1 and a 2, you can catch me. More than that, you can't. So you can. So if you equal it with a 6 on that roll.
So for this unit?
Yep. That's it. They've done their job. That's all you needed. So for those of you, this is something a lot of people miss. If there's multiple units trying to cut down, you basically just roll a d6 and not add your initiative, whilst the one running back does still do the initiative. But the only difference is that you have to equal to, or you can equal or exceed, and not just exceed like normal.
And it's right that you roll for each unit. So I could have rolled for
you rolled each one. Yes, you have an advantage in that you're rolling, but basically, if it wasn't more than a 2, you basically wouldn't be able to get it. So, moving on to the center here. Again, a leadership. And that is a fail. So, do you want to try and cut me down? That is only 1 against
4.
1. So, do you want to, can you put your fingers in there? And take it out? Let's see. Surprise for everybody. I think it's going to be a 3.
It's a 2.
It's a 2. Okay, so that unit is cut down. And then finally, here again, we've got multiple units here. So, basically a 1 or 2 for me, which I don't. So you can't cut me down.
So you get away.
So I get away. 2d6, and that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That finishes a brutal turn. You've probably killed about 40 models in total. Let's go on to turn 2. We'll count up some points, go on to turn 2 for the Iron Warriors, and come back after my movement. Turn 2 for the Iron Warriors, and I shall take you through my movement. So first of all, I'm going to start with the silly squad that tried to regroup but got a 10, so they fell back, but only 2 inches, so they're still there. My gun platform has basically stayed put. Don't really want to move them. I'm in combat still with my Praetor, and basically this is the movement of Philip after he has consolidated from that sweeping advance. I haven't moved. I don't want him to react with his special reaction or anything like that. So, and anyway, the only thing that I can charge are these guys. So I'll stay put with them. And that is about it. Oh no, my Contemptor has swung round that rock formation and is about to charge into that tactical squad at the back with the Stormseer. So we're going to go into some quick shooting. I will start off with this unit firing into them. So that is 6 shots, 3, 2, 4, 6, no, more than that, 10 shots. There we go. Hitting on 3s. Do you want to react, by the way?
No, they're automata, so they can't.
Oh, they can't, yeah.
2s.
And that is 2, 4, 6 wounds, please.
So that'd be 6 of their 5 ups that they have.
Yep, perfect.
Nope, that's 2 dead.
Are they 3 wounds each?
Yep.
Do they explode?
They do explode.
Let's make them big explosions so everybody dies.
Right, so we'll do this one first.
Okay. That is
3 inches. And the second one, 2 inches.
Okay, perfect. I'll do my Combi-Bolters because we can do the blasts off camera. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling. And then toughness.
5.
So 5's 2 wounds. That is 2 more wounds.
Fine, so 2 armor saves, 3 ups, and one's on 2 wounds.
So we'll do the blasts off camera. But we're going to do a bit of shooting on this side before that because it won't really affect anything on this side. So we're going to do autocannons into the, what are these called again?
Falcon's Claws.
Falcon's Claws, there we go. So Melter is a hit and a wound, so 1 is dead.
Yep.
And then we've got autocannons 3 hits, choose to wound. And
3 dead?
3 dead, yeah. You do have feel no pain on there because they're strength 7.
Okay, right. So, feel no pains. Nope.
No,
So 4 dead.
4 dead in total. Okay, and then we're going to go with that Contemptor into the command squad, into the tactical squad. So we have a Melter, which fails, and autocannons, 3 hits, 2 wounds, normal armor saves, please.
Both fail.
Both
Feel no
feel
pain.
no pain.
To
So
die.
2 more dead. Perfect. So off camera, we shall try out or make sure the blasts hit, and we'll give you an update on this. I do have 5 of these missiles that can fire into them, so we'll do that really quickly now. I really want to get my Contemptor in, so I'm just going to shoot some crack, hitting on 2s though. And these actually have what do you call it? I can target. What do you call it?
Precision strike?
Precision strikes. So that was on to hit roll, right? Which I can't remember anymore. So 4 wounds anyway. 4 AP3 wounds.
Fine. Is there a cover save from where they are?
Yes, I would say yes. Let's make it quite easy. So I'd say yes to all of them.
6s.
So 6s.
It's 4 dead.
4 dead. Strength 8, so no feel no pain there. And we're going to clear up what happened over here, and then we're going to. Okay, we're back and we cleared this. Basically, nothing happened to our 2 units, but we did remove 2 wounds from Mr. What's
The
your
last
name?
Vorax.
Vorax, there we go. So he's down to 1 wound with the blast itself. As for the Medusas, I did fire into the Shadow, or the Stormseer's unit. I've actually cleared the unit up except for himself. And he did a pin and check and obviously passed. Okay, so charges. I will charge my Contemptor into them. So he's in, drink. And then what do I need for the Contemptor to get into your Stormseer?
So you're going to be +1, aren't you, because of your speed?
Yes.
I suspect it's probably going to be a 9. So it's a 9-inch charge normally, so you need 8.
6, 7, 8. Wow.
You're in. I'll hold the line against this one.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And
I'll do my leadership on camera as well.
Yeah.
He's fine.
He's fine. Okay, perfect. So Contemptor's going to smash that Stormseer. Apart from that, I'm just going to try and charge into there.
Yep, they can't react.
Might as well. So that is a 5. I think that is it. You've got the tape measure.
5 inches you're in.
Perfect. Okay, so we move them in. Gonna probably see another explosion there, which will probably kill my guys. But at this point, let's have some fun. So on to combat coming up next. Okay, let's start off with this Contemptor. It's 4 attacks hitting on 3s, and that is all hits. And 2s to splats. That is the unit removed, but they do attack at the same time. With the
They
same
do
initiative.
indeed, yeah.
And Lightning Claws are quite good against Dreadnoughts and the Thunderhammer.
So the Sergeant will have to use his Lightning Claws because I didn't expect him to survive into Initiative 1.
Yeah.
So let's do their attacks. 5s to hit. That is 3 hits. And then we're fishing again for 6s.
For 6s, yeah. Re-rolling.
So nothing on the first roll. Nothing on the second roll. Dead Falcon's Claws.
Yay! Okay, so they're dead, and then we move on to them. He held the line, so it's just 3 attacks. You strike first.
I do, yeah.
That's
so I'm going
initiative.
to try and force my
Perfect. Yeah.
my weapon. He forces it successfully.
Lovely.
So he is 4 attacks. So 3 + 1 for the extra weapon.
Yep.
Hitting on 4s. 3 hits.
Lovely. Strength 10 now, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so 2 to wound.
3 armor saves,
3
because it's only AP3.
So 2 ups, and that is 1. Is it murderous strike or something?
No, it's just force.
Force against. So just 1 wound. And I attack back at hitting on 4s. That is 1, which is all I need really, unless I get a 1, which I don't. So brutal 3.
5, 4, 4. He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Okay, so Stormseer is dead. No points or anything like that, but less on the table, which we like. Okay, and then we move on to this fight here. You attack first, my friend?
I do, yeah. So the 4 attacks from the Vorax. That is going to be 2 hits.
2 hits, yeah.
That is 2 breaching wounds, so 2 invulnerables.
Nice. Is it 4 up breaching?
Yep.
So 2 invulnerable saves. 4 ups, 1 wound goes through. So we'll put a little wound marker. And is that everything, or do you have more attacks?
That's it. That's all he's got.
Okay. I think I have weapon skill 5, right, in combat? Or is it also weapon skill 4? Let's quickly double check this. I think it's 4 because they have ballistic skill 4, so I don't think that a shooter unit would have a better weapon skill. So Nope, this weapon skill 4 as well. So 2 attacks each, 2, 4, 6, 8, and the sergeant has 3 plus 1 more each for charging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Hitting on 3s.
4s.
4s, because your weapon skill is 4 as well, right? Sorry. So these are all misses, and choose to wound. There we go. He is dead. Does it explode? How many inches does it explode?
6, 5 ups
you
first
do
of
have
all.
invulnerable saves, yeah, true.
I mean, they gave it a good go,
That was a very good go.
but he is dead.
Explosion.
D6 explosion.
It is
5.
5. Do you want to measure that up? That gets my whole unit. It just don't know how much
Yep.
it gets from the rest of those.
So that is going to be 3 Ebon Keshig.
Okay, so 2 ups. That is 2.
1 dead.
1 dead. Oh, takes 1 with him.
You're 6.
Yes, sir.
That is 5.
Okay, so 2 ups. Doesn't take any with him.
And then you will get 3 of this squad.
3 tactical marines. 2 ups. 3, please.
2 more dead.
2 more dead. Quite a good explosion. Little fireworks display here on this flank. And the last of the automata gone. Finishing off now, we go on to the same battle as before. So I will be striking first with 3 attacks each. Was it 3 attacks each, we said? Yes.
That's right, yeah.
3 attacks each. Hitting on 5s. That is only 1. Choose brutal 2, please. He survives
fine.
again. What a squad this is becoming. Okay, and then the rest is everything is on.
So 2 Thunder Hammers, 3 hits,
Lovely.
3 to wound. That is 3 brutal 2s.
Okay, so 4 ups on the first one. That is passed. Second one is on 1 wound. So the third one is a pass. So down to
Nice.
1 wound.
And then Chainfist. 2 hits. 1 wound.
1 wound. 4 up again. Passes again. Now they start working. Okay, and then we've got the Praetor hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s. That is 3 brutal 3s, please.
First one.
Brutal 2s, sorry. So 1's dead, finally.
Second one.
Oh, double 6.
Third one.
Dead. Okay, and then Snippy is a hit. Is a wound.
4 up. Unit's gone.
Nice. Perfect. Okay, so the command squad is down. We'll do a bit of consolidation from this side. They are dead, right? They're dead.
They are all dead, yep.
So we'll clear up. That concludes my turn 2. Let's check some points and we'll come back for an update in just a second. Glorious turn 2 for the Iron Warriors and a bit of a bloodbath. A lot of kills for myself, but Phil is still in the lead and still within control of the objectives with much more line than me. Well, you only have 3 units now,
3,
right?
yeah. The assault
I
were
have
4.
4, that's true. I have 1 and 1 that is about to run away, probably. Apart from that, I did remember that I did get an extra point for killing something on turn 1, which was an elite. So at the moment, it's 5-2 for Philip. Now, take us through your movement, because you've been quite precise with your movement, which I like.
Absolutely. So tactical squads are holding the ground. They're just planning on shooting the Terminators, but
Okay.
only if I can draw out a suiting reaction
of
somewhere
course,
else. Then we've got the Ebon Keshig, which are going to be charging in the assault phase. We're trying to bubble wrap the robots with the destroyers and the assault marines. Sorry, assault marines to hold the objective, with the veterans to go in and try and take them out. Hope they miss their attacks. Inductii are simply running down the fleeing Iron Warriors.
Perfect.
Take out the scoring unit, and then that means Pardo can't get any more points over there.
Yep.
And the recon marines and las cannons are just going to try and help out by killing a few more robots.
Are both shooting squads or shooting platforms are still alive and just shooting from far away, which is cool. Yours on this side, mine on this side.
Yeah.
Perfect. So there's not a lot on the board now, so we can go now and slow the game up a bit. So let's do some shooting on camera. Let's start off with the big guns if you want.
Absolutely. So we'll do the 5 las cannons into the robots.
Perfect.
So 3s to hit. It's 4 hits.
Lovely. And
2s to wound.
Ooh,
Just the
double
2. Let's see if your saves have gotten any better.
I do have only 1 wound left on one of them. So 4 up, passes, and he is slain. So it's the 2 on the Praetor, not him. So now they don't have a 4 up because that was the last one in base-to-base contact with the slab shields. So next up, we've got some recon squads.
Yep, 5 Nemesis bolters trying to take off the head of your
Praetor.
Warlord. 4 hits.
4 points, perfect.
Fishing for those 5s and 6s.
Yes, sir. which you get. Oh, it's a full house. Full house. Can you get Slay the Warlords? We do have some 4-ups here, which I passed to. That is not enough. Slay the Warlord for the White Scars and Phil. Naughty, naughty, but that's good shooting. They've actually been performing quite well. They've killed about 2 Sergeants, 2 Auxiliaries, my Warlord. Great stuff, great stuff. Okay, so apart from that, we do have some more shooting. We've got some small arms fire. Do you know what you're doing with that?
Yep, absolutely. So let's do our 3 destroyers, each rapid double firing their bolt pistols.
Perfect, into the Iron Circle.
The Dreadnought, or the Iron Circle, yeah.
And by the way, the score is now 6-2 because of Slay the Warlord.
So 3s and then 6s. That's 4 hits. That is no wounds.
No wounds, okay.
Then we've got over here, let's do these 3 into the Iron Circle.
Okay, all yours.
Do you want to return fire?
No, thanks.
So rapid firing, I think they are going to be in rapid fire range. We'll just double check that. Yep.
Lovely.
So 9 shots.
Okay, for Fury of the Legion because they haven't moved.
That's not too bad, pretty average.
Force to wound. That
3
is
saves, please.
3 saves. Okay, 3 2-ups. And that is all perfect. Okay, what else do we have?
We'll do those pistols into the fleeing Marines over there.
Okay, I can't do any reactions because I'm falling back.
Volkite pistol on the Sergeant. 1 hit. Wounds, 1 save.
That's a pass.
And then 4 bolt pistols.
Lovely.
2 hits. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 dead. Nice shooting. Okay, there we go.
Right, and we'll call the shooting phase there.
Okay, so no shooting back, but I had to wait to try and get out this tactical squad. Chargers, what are we doing?
Yep, so we will do the destroyers into the Iron Circle.
I can't overwatch because I can't react. That is a
3 plus 3 because they've got jump packs, so they're in. Veterans, 6 plus 1.
Yep. And you won't charge with Assault Marines because they are scoring.
They are just going to stay on the objective.
Perfect. Okay.
And then the Ebon Keshig into your Terminators.
Okay. I will Overwatch there.
5 inches they're in.
Yep. Let's Overwatch really quickly. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And there. And then choose to wound. And that is 2, 4, 6, 8 wounds, please.
So
and
8.
you have my Combi-Bolters. We'll do that now. So
2
any
ups.
1s, instant killing.
No.
Oh, lovely stuff. And then my Combi-Bolters, twin linked. And force to wound. 2, 4, 6 wounds, please.
So 6 more saves, all on a 2-up. Just the 1 wound?
Just the 1 wound. Perfect. So, do you want to charge here?
Yep.
Okay, so I do a leadership test. And I pass, so basically we're going to get into combat. Do you want to roll? Perfect.
9 there.
Okay, so we're back in combat here. Little combat here, and obviously the Golden Keshig, not Golden Keshig, Ebon Keshig, fighting the Tyrant Siege Terminators coming right up. Okay, we're starting on this flank, just in front of my gun platform units. So, I've got 4 attacks. We're both striking at the same initiative. That's 3 hits. And the wounds, please.
Armour save. Absolutely fine. So
White Scars there.
2 with chainswords.
Okay.
That's 2 hits. 4's re-rolling because of shred. That's 1 armour save.
3 up, obviously. A 1.
2 power axes. Just the 2 hits.
Lovely.
That's 1 dead.
1 more dead, so that's 2 in total.
And
2 more left, Philip.
Got a Power Fist Sergeant, 3 attacks. Just 1 left. It's Power Fist.
So Power Fist. Oh, 1 is left, but you've won combat there.
Yep.
So let's do leadership. I failed. Can you catch me? That's a 4. That is a 4, so
you get
don't.
away.
So 2d6. I might fall off the table though, and I think I do. do you want to measure it really quickly? I've got a camera.
Let's see.
I think I'm just about in because I'm quite good with distances. Yep, just at the very edge. There we go. Think. Right. So he's still in, and you will consolidate forward. Well. Perfect. Just run away from the Dreadnought.
They want blood.
Yeah.
They want blood.
Okay, perfect. So let's move on to where do you want to do?
Iron Circle.
Iron Circle next. Perfect.
So all of my guys except the Power Axe and the Thunder Hammer are going to go first.
Okay, then it's me, then it's Unwieldy.
That's right. So the 3 jump pack destroyers. Hammer of Wrath, no wounds.
Lovely.
Then they've all got chain swords, and
Okay.
2 attacks base. So 6, and then extras for charging,
Okay.
and then extras for 2 weapons.
Yep.
Obviously, one of them's a sergeant, so I'll put him to one side because he's got a power glaive. So these are chain swords. Whoa, look at that.
Nice.
So now we need 6s,
Yeah, you need that again, basically. Okay, so 2, that's not bad.
3
3 in
saves.
total. Okay, so 3 up saves. That is 2 saves. So 1 down to 4 to start off with.
So then the Destroyer Sergeant, which I think has 3 attacks base, extra for close combat weapon, extra for
Lovely.
charging. 3s to hit you.
Okay.
No, 4s to hit you, sorry,
4s,
because you're up to
yeah.
skill 4, aren't you? Just the 2. Strength 5, so still need 6s, but they will be AP2. No wounds. On to the veterans.
Yep.
We've got 2 with lightning claws. So they're 2 attacks base, 2 extra for the lightning claws, and then the next one for charging. So 10 attacks for those 2.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s. Fishing for 6s. That's 1 so far. And then reroll for shred.
Lovely. That's
That's
2.
2. 2
5 ups this
invulnerables.
time, because I don't have a friend to... There to go, 2. Don't have a friend to lend me his shield as well. So down to 2. There we go.
Next up, we've got a power maul.
Okay.
So this would be hitting at strength 6.
Yep.
3 hits, 5s to wound you, and it's AP3. No
Nothing.
wounds. Now
then-
I'm down to initiative 1, so it's you first.
It's me first with my 3 mighty attacks. I'm going into... I'm going to go into...
Hit destroyers on 4s, but the veterans on 5s.
on 5s. I'm going to go into the veterans actually. I'm going to risk it for biscuit. 5 ups. 2 hits. 2s to wound. 2 wounds, brutal 2.
Fine, so we'll lose the power maul and we'll lose a lightning claw
claw.
because the power axe still has to go.
Lovely. Power axe next to
Yep.
finish off the combat.
So 2 base, extra weapon charging, 3s to hit you, 2 hits,
6s.
6s again.
Ooh, that was a double 6 if you didn't see it. So I'll do 1 at a time. 5 up. 5 up. He passes. He's down to 1 wound.
Now
remaining.
we have the veteran sergeant.
Okay, to finish it off.
So 3 base, he's got lightning claw, thunder hammer, so extra attack, and then charging. So 5 attacks, 3s to hit. Oh, he's angry. 3s to wound.
That
Let's
is-
see if you can make 8 saves, please, pardon, because they're all
So
brutal
I'll do my
too.
first 4. Ooh, that was good, but not good enough. So they don't explode, so he goes pop, and we go away. We'll do this one off camera to speed things up again for this new format, and we'll catch back in to let you know what's happening. We're back, and guess what? He survived. They gave him, 12 instant killing wounds, 5 up saves, passes like all of them, so only 3 died. And yeah, that's big because now that means that I can't get into that objective. So that concludes Phil's turn 3. We're going to score 1 point here,
Yep.
and 1 point here, taking you up to 8-2. At this point, it is virtually impossible for me to score anything that basically is a win. So we're going to call it there a game. I would have, if this wouldn't have happened,
Yeah.
I could have actually moved and tried to maybe even scored this.
I think you would have cleared
this
them
at the
out
end
because you'd have killed them with missiles if nothing
Exactly.
else.
So that would have scored me a point. I also can get is it Bloodied and Broken or Last Man Standing, which I might have more units on the table, but you still have 1, 2, 3, 4,
They'd have
5,
died.
6, 7, 8. They died. So let's say 6 to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you still have more than me. So it's a definite no. I shake out my hand, left hand, sorry, but
Thanks,
my
Paulo.
right hand is basically holding the camera. A win to the White Scars. Very interesting game. I was really hoping for a game like this and looking forward to see how the list actually works against myself and not actually a participant. Where the sadly is that when I'm at TO, I'm basically moving about constantly, so I can't stay on the table for too long. But anyway, we're going to talk about your list and talk about the game in the end of game conclusion coming right up. So there we have it, the end of the game, and they win to the White Scars. The Loyalist White Scars take the victory, which I'm a bit happy about because, as many of you know, I am a Loyalist at heart, and I play White Scars recently.
A recent convert.
Recently. So yeah, cracking game. Final score is 8-2. 2 to 4, so my max would be 4 with out. Cracking game, and like I stated at the very end, I was very interested to see how it actually performs against myself and not as a viewer in the event. Do you want to talk us a bit about your tactics, obviously, with this list? Because you have to go very aggressive. I think we've seen very well how it works, right? You score high at the beginning, and then
everybody dies.
And then everybody dies, which you can't see it sadly, but the death pile just up there is quite big.
About 100 models I've taken off the board.
Probably beautifully painted, so it's even better when you take it. So, do you think at any point there was a swing where it could go the other way? Like, I think that if we go back to turn 1, if most of your units that had a pinning check would have had to do a pinning check, I think that would have maybe made the game a bit closer, right?
It would have made the advance more difficult. Of course, the Delegatus has the ability to unpin people, so maybe that would have helped. And because there's a lot of redundancy, I've got 7 scoring units in the list.
Exactly. There's
even if some are pinned,
more coming. And the other thing, you're not relying on your shooting anyway, so the pinning for you is like, yeah, cool, I'm not going to fire some bolters at you. So.
And also as well, the not shooting at your opponent denies them often good reactions back at you in terms of turning fire, particularly against Iron Warriors, because you've got 2 very good shooting reactions.
Fantastic ones, yeah. Apart from that, do you want to take us a bit about how your feelings for building this list, or when you were building this list, what were your initial thoughts of what you wanted to create?
So when I started White Scars, beginning of Lockdown 1, it was all jet bikes.
Yeah.
And then I did that for about 2-3 years. Heresy 2.0 came across, and then I really wanted to do like a Centurion list with all infantry.
Yeah.
I think when I first started Sagyar Mazan, didn't realise, quite how powerful maybe it could be.
So good.
But I'm reluctant to say it's OP by itself.
Okay.
Because I think you have to just self-police what you're taking.
Yeah.
Because you could have a list where you've got all your squads with Artificer armour.
Yeah.
You could have big squads. You could then tank everything in Artificer armour, then take your feel no pains.
It's huge.
And you'll want to kill yourself, and your opponent will want to kill you.
Yeah.
But in this list here, we've got units that you don't normally see. 5-man destroyer squad by itself.
There's a massive mix. We were actually talking about that off camera. It's not only like rinse and repeat. It's not copy paste of every best unit you could take with Artificer armor and just stand. It's a very big mix, which there is tactics in every single unit as well, because I personally think you know very well what each unit is supposed to be doing, and I think that's something that's very important when you're playing the game tactically. You need to make sure that your units are doing their roles correctly.
Absolutely. And then obviously the Stormseer has got the Stormseer psychic powers, Call of the Wind, rather than telepathy, which you often see.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it needs a lot of piloting, and I think it throws a lot of questions up to your opponent, because they look at it and go, you've got like, I don't know, 15, 16 units, what the hell do I do?
What do I do? Which was, so I think I got more, so when I started, I was a bit confused of what I had to do. Like, what is the thing I have to do? How do I have to cut it out? I think I slowly got to a point where, okay, I know what I need to do now, but it's too late.
It is, yeah.
So that is why the list works so well. And I'm talking about OP for the Sagyar Mazan Rite of War. I think it's only very, very powerful for missions that you basically get kill points, because
you don't play those missions.
You don't play those missions. And as well for No Retreat, for example, we changed it up to on a 4-up you did. So there is ways to actually work it around. Talking about your bike list, if you've played the 2 types of White Scars lists, what would you say is the most, firstly, enjoyable? Secondly, what do you think is the best White Scars way to go? Is it full infantry or is it full bikes?
I think full infantry is way more powerful than full bikes. I think the reason being your Legion traits lend themselves to an infantry playstyle.
Yeah.
+1 movement on a jet bike is a bit, who really cares?
It's huge.
But +1 on a man who normally moves 7,
it's
or
huge.
a Leviathan who moves 7 now, or your Cataphractii a bit quicker. That's really big. But then you've got the synergy between your movement and then your birds. So your Cyberhawks +1 charge.
Yeah, so good. I haven't even looked at the birds yet, but I'm getting
all
birds
of your
now.
characters should have those. And if you take Falcon's Claws, which I do, give them one as well, because they can take them. And then the Stormseer powers, which once again give everybody Fleet 2 or Fleet 4 in the movement phase.
Yeah.
So now your Assault Marines are going 21 inches across the board.
Bonkers. You saw it turn 1. It was crazy to see.
And I think it's, rather than it being like a shooty army or a combat army, it's neither of those.
Yeah.
It's a board control army.
Yeah. Which is very heresy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how basically wars were won, by just flooding the battlefields with men.
I think it's more fun to do the infantry, I've found, than jet bikes.
It's more fun as well.
I think so.
I just think it looks very cool when you see a White Scars full jet bike army. It's like very very heresy in that scene, that the white scars look very, very cool.
Yeah.
But I've enjoyed it very much. I'm really looking forward to expanding on my white scars. More infantry, which is what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Assault Marines are great, like you've said. Put them at the beginning with the Stormseer, and suddenly you are going towards your opponent's deployment zone in just a matter of turns. So it is great. Lastly, what was your units of the game? What do you think performed the best? Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
I think my best unit I think has been the Iron Circle. As much as I was failing my invulnerable saves, they have actually packed a punch. Shrapnel bolters did some job. You know, it's great to have pinning on the shrapnel cannons as well, because they're always scared. But they've got in, they've killed a couple of units, and I actually think they performed relatively well. So apart from that, the rest, the Tactical Marines, like I normally play this list much stronger list, where I put the apothecaries into my big squads, and obviously then I move up, so they have a lot more survivability. But I actually took the apothecaries out and put some other things, bits and bobs, which I wanted to try out. Medusas are going back into the cabinet. I normally play them with 2 demolishers, which I personally think are much better. But look, it's always cool to try out different units, especially with Heresy that has so much variation. So as for yourself, what do you think was the standing out units?
I think a lot of my units did the job quite well.
Okay.
Some were terrible. Dreadnought just died straight away.
Yep.
But actually, maybe my little shooting firebase, like my Recon Marines.
Yeah, I think they were
did
doing
a job.
damage, killing my sergeants, making me get pins so much
killing
easier.
your Warlord.
Killing my Warlord as well. Yes, going an extra point there. And I agree. I think they were. That's why when a lot of people ask me like, help me build the list, I always think that there should be a fire and support platform in some type on your list. Doesn't matter what your play style is, what your tactics are. There always has to be some sort of gun platform where your opponent always has to think that there is always something shooting at them from afar. It makes you think.
And I think deployment-wise too, because of the table, we played with the trainers impassable.
Yeah,
so everything was on one level, so there was loads of line of sight blocking.
Yeah.
And my Recon Marines, they just covered the one channel.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And because they deployed after Pardo had deployed second because of infiltrate in my own deployment zone. They then covered the channel where I knew his Warlord was going to be, and 2 squads were going to have to come, and they couldn't be shot by your missile launchers.
Which was great, because the missile launchers did their work. They just killed the other missile launcher but the other U2 units were too far away.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of us. Again, big thanks to Phil for joining us as a guest. If you want to be a guest on the SN Studio, at the SN Studio, please email us at team@snbarryports.com, or just private message us on our social medias. And that's it. Again, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you in the next Barry Report very, very soon. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.